This time home spec inspections here and doing inspections here 2129 12th Avenue. This is an ASHI inspection. ASHI is the American Society of Home Inspectors. A copy of ASHI Standards of Practice is given with the home inspection contract and is the contract. So what we're looking for here is any major electromechanical structural problems that may dissuade a buyer from buying the property. Okay. The inspection is similar to hiring an electrician, a plumber, a furnace guy, and a structural engineer all in one. Do you find the issue with those 4 different systems or trades? Then we have the electrician, the plumber, the furnace guy to come out and further evaluate, or the window person, whoever it may be. My job as a home inspector is to find out if you got any major issues, and then you further follow it up with the contractors in whatever field that may be. Or start on the roof and work my way down. Okay. These are asphalt, fiberglass, architectural dimensional shingles. Getting kind of old here. Probably don't really need to replace it yet, but we'll see what the rest of the roof looks like. You can see the gutters in a rough shape. They're all bent up. Old galvanized gutters. Been up pretty bad, probably leaking into seams. Need to clean them out and you can caulk them. And whoever put the roof on didn't do it right. All they did is they didn't even flash that there, they just caulked it up. That's not how you flash. You know, the flashing is really not done right. The flash needs to go up underneath that siding. Don't know why they didn't do that. Same way over there, it's not even flashed, it's just waiting to leak, and you don't have any gaps in there. You might want to, I'll probably have a roofer come out here and look at the rest of the roof here. You get some deterioration on your sills for your window. Some of it looks like bonded up, probably rotted out. Routine homeowner maintenance. It just looks like that bottom one there, the rest of it looks pretty good up here. Most of the trims have been taken care of pretty good. It appears this roof's been put over the shake. Roof's not the best way to roof. You really need to put sheathing underneath there, roof planking. Certainly it's not flash right. You don't have any gap there. You just glued it up with the caulk. It's amateur roofing job there. So may have a roofer come out and look at the roof here. You see the amateur nailing right there, those exposed nails. We got a few of that all over different areas. That's amateur stuff, trying to hold the shingles down, shakes down. It's because they got underlayment on there that should have been taken out too. Should have. Anyway, get a roofer look at your roof. You know, I don't see much ventilation for the roof anyway. I don't see too many vents on the roof. You certainly don't have any soffit vents. Depending on what kind of roof they have in there, if they have a vaulted ceiling, but it's still supposed to be vented, so. Or more ventilation, I guess. I don't see any issue with the, at least this side of the structure here. It's just stuccoed over here, which is fine, but I don't see any cracks. I don't see any patch, a little bit of patching up there. Not really worried about that. They made it look worse than it is. I don't think you got any. Looks like it's maybe a stone foundation. We'll have to look when we get in the basement. You may not be able to get soffit vents in here. If you can't, then you need to probably get a fan up there, an attic fan, to get the heat out of the attic. Makes your shingles last longer and keep your house cooler. Most of this is just water damage to the stucco, surface stuff. You can re-stucco this if you want. What we're looking for is cracks going up. And when you re-tuck point this, you need to use the kind of mortar they used back 100 years ago. Can't use the new stuff. It makes it look worse and it will crack because it's too hard a mortar. You have to have a historic renovator tuck point with the proper materials they used 100 years ago. Yeah, this little add-on porch here is probably done without a permit, but a little bit pretty much rotted out there. You need to replace that, and you really should get access underneath here too. You don't know what's going on underneath this little crawl space attic here, or addition. Electrical panel box, you got 100 amps coming in. And it looks like it's professionally done, so I only see a couple of grounds here. Neutrals, I don't see any grounds. You might have a non-grounded system. You look at your compressor here. I'm holding the behind the deal here. See the maximum fuse, 25 amps. So this was put in without a permit because they're running 40 amps to it out of the box here. It's a good way to feel 40 amps is going to it. Good way to ruin your compressor, so you need to change this out to 25 amps or less, or you can fry your air conditioning unit. The electrical panel is actually okay. They ran a sub panel in here and you have 25 amps going to it, so forget the information that was negative about your air conditioning unit. One here is starting to actually leak here. I'm starting to rust out that gutter there. See that right there?
Yeah.
Looks to me like they had a fire up here and they replaced some of the boards that were really charred and bad and left the ones that were stable, I guess. Problem with this is you're going to have to explain it to the next buyer. Other than that, you need ventilation up here for sure. And I see some water stains here and there and everywhere. So, toilet's leaking here, or not leaking, but it's moving pretty bad. It's not sealed to the floor. I have to get my ladder to look at this because I'm going to look from the upstairs, I think. This is major water stains in the past here, okay? Yeah, since we're up on the roof, give you a close up of what needs to be done. First of all, let's see, this is a lot of this. It's not, doesn't have a gap. It's just glued up with caulk. It's supposed to be a gap and properly flashed with 4-inch flashing. It's going to leak behind here. This flashing should have been one up underneath there. Actually, you should have had this flashing here. Extend up underneath there. The amateur stuff, some rod over there. This stuff you need to, that's actually, yeah, I stick my finger through that, yeah. So, everywhere nobody wants to look, so you got some outside maintenance here. All he did with this is glue this up with some caulk to keep it from leaking. That's not gonna work for a while, but this is gonna leak eventually too. It's not flashed right. Here's your gutter. You see they're sloped the wrong way. See all the moss and the sludge growing in there. This is the one that's leaking down there that rotted out that. And there's no water over there where the hole is, and that's just going back and forth there. So I want to consider gutters too here. Supposed to have handrails going upstairs. You shoot laser levels on the bottom floor and the top floor. Make sure you don't have any major structural issues going on here. So you shoot them back and forth and sideways and everywhere. So it looks actually pretty plumb, guys. It actually looked pretty good for an old. Wouldn't use this fireplace. It's major dirty up here. And it's too small. It doesn't have a front glass on it or a screen. I think this might have what burned the house down in the first place up in the attic. Clean your ducts out too, and there's a missing grill for your ducts too. You don't have enough outlets for modern living here. You need one on every wall, receptacles. Anyway, that looks like our critters here. Looks like something chewing on the wood here. I'd probably get a pest inspection. Yeah, that looks like it's not rot. So your gas stove's supposed to be vented outside. It's not. I don't even think the vent's working here, to be honest with you. So this is an outside wall, so I highly recommend you get it vented outside. You want to turn your hot water heater down 130, 140 degrees, too hot. So you got some major water penetration here in the foundation walls. Looks like they just stuccoed over the brick here. And I still see efflorescence. These are all white water stains here. This is the mineral deposits left from the water soaking through the concrete or from the cement walls. All that. Look at that. Looks like a decoupage or whatever you do in kindergarten. A pest inspection both. I'd do a critter one, a termite, and a mouse inspection here. Your gas dryer needs to be vented out with a solid metal vent. You can't have it on the wood like that. It gets too hot. So you need to vent this outside with a solid metal vent. You can't use these flexible little things because you got carbon monoxide coming out of here, okay? Yeah, the furnace looks pretty good shape. I don't see any real issues with it. You're supposed to have these cleaned every couple of years, so I'd probably have it cleaned and serviced. It's pretty much the conclusion here, 21, 29, 12. That's it.